Greetings, one and all, in the blessed name of Jesus Christ, and hello today from Centennial, Colorado. I would like to take an opportunity to read an excellent Substack that I came across, written by a brother in the Lord, Sam Jones. He's the author of the Harshest Truth Substack, and the name of this article is The Raft and the Womb: Tragedy, Culpability, and the Difference Between Letting Die and Murder. The article reads as follows. Imagine you and I are stranded in the ocean on a small raft. If you fall out of the raft and drown, I am not your killer. Your death would be a tragedy, but I would not be morally or legally culpable for it. I did not push you. I did not cause your death. Nature did. But now imagine a different scenario. The raft might sink if both of us stay on it. If I throw you out of the raft to save myself, then I am responsible for your death. The difference between the two situations is not survival. The difference is not usefulness. The difference is not whether you were strong enough to help paddle or weak and unconscious. Your level of consciousness, your usefulness, your independence, and your ability to survive on your own have nothing to do with whether I am guilty. The difference is simple. In the first scenario, you died. In the second scenario, I murdered you. This distinction between letting someone die and intentionally murdering someone is one of the oldest moral and legal distinctions we have. Death from nature is tragedy. Death by intentional action is murder. Those are not the same thing, and we all understand the difference instinctively. Now consider how this applies to pregnancy. When a woman miscarries, we do not charge her with homicide. Why? Because the death of the child is understood to be a natural tragedy, not an intentional killing. Likewise, when a mother dies from pregnancy complications, we do not charge the unborn child with homicide. Again, why? Because the death is understood to be the result of natural biological risk, not intentional harm. In pregnancy, therefore, the law already recognizes something important. When death occurs because of the natural risks of pregnancy, neither the mother nor the child is treated as a murderer. These deaths are treated as tragedies, not crimes. Neither party is considered morally culpable for the death of the other when the death comes from natural causes. This matters because many arguments for abortion, especially in cases where the life of the mother is in danger, are framed as self-defense. The unborn child is described as a threat, and abortion is described as an act of self-defense to remove that threat. But self-defense applies to an aggressor. Self-defense justifies killing someone who was intentionally attacking you. It does not justify killing an innocent person simply because both of you are in danger from circumstances neither of you intentionally caused in that moment. The unborn child is not an aggressor any more than the mother is an aggressor in a miscarriage. Both are human beings caught in a dangerous biological situation where death may occur through natural causes rather than intentional action. Pregnancy complications are not an attack by the child on the mother. They are a natural risk that comes with human reproduction. When death results from those risks, we call it a tragedy, not a crime. And this brings us back to the raft. If the raft sinks and we both drown, that is a tragedy. If you fall out and drown, that is a tragedy. But if I push you out to save myself, that is not tragedy, that is murder. The central moral question is not whether someone might die. The central moral question is whether we have the right to intentionally kill an innocent person in order to reduce our own risk of dying. We do not allow this in almost any other situation. If two people are trapped in a collapsing building, one does not have the right to crush the other to escape. If two people are stranded in the wilderness with limited food, one does not have the right to kill the other to increase his chances of survival. When two innocent people are in danger from nature, the situation is a tragedy. It is not an injustice committed by one against the other, and tragedy does not give us the right to intentionally kill an innocent person. Pregnancy is a situation where two innocent people may die from natural causes. The law does not treat either party as a murderer when death occurs naturally. Therefore, the law should not permit one innocent party to intentionally kill the other to avoid natural risk. Since we do not treat miscarriage as homicide because the mother is not responsible for the child's death, we also cannot treat the unborn child as responsible for the mother's death, and therefore we cannot justify abortion as killing an aggressor. It would be killing an innocent person to avoid natural risk. Pregnancy complications may be tragic. Death in pregnancy may be tragic, but tragedy does not give us the right to intentionally kill an innocent person in order to avoid risk. If it did, then the man in the raft would be justified in throwing the other person into the ocean to save himself. Most of us instinctively know that would be wrong. We would say he chose to live by murdering another innocent person, and that is the real issue, not autonomy, not usefulness, not consciousness, not independence, not viability. The issue is culpability and intentional killing. When death comes because nature is dangerous, that is tragedy, and no one is guilty. When death comes because one person intentionally kills another to reduce their own risk, that is not tragedy, that is murder. The difference between miscarriage and abortion is the same as the difference between someone falling out of a raft and someone being thrown out of a raft. One is a tragedy, the other is an intentional act that causes death. And we have always known the difference. This concludes the article. Jesus Christ is King. Abortion is child sacrifice and murder and must be abolished to the glory of God alone. Peace and grace in the mighty name of Jesus Christ. Be blessed this day.